Miss Birkenstock spielt unsichtbar.
Auf jeden Fall jetzt schon Fan von dir.
Willst du mich verarschen?
So I grabbed a bottle of perfume, cracked it open, tilted my head back and drank it.
It's time these bullies learned who I am.
Pretty cool, huh? I raised an eyebrow at her after we got off the bus, but she just looked at me, totally serious.
Bin total erschrocken.
Excuse me? Aren't you supposed to be all grateful and go light another fire just because I stirred things up? My name's Lily, daughter of the devil straight out of hell. My favorite hobby? Stirring up drama online, getting besties to turn on each other for fun. But after a while, even that got boring. So I asked dear old demon dad for a field assignment, something hands-on, messing with real human hearts. After a lot of nagging and sweet-talking, he finally gave in. 1 week of internship on Earth. My mission? Corrupt this angelic girl named Greta. Get her to go full dark within 7 days. If I pull it off, she falls from the light into the shadows, and I get to stay in the human world, for good, as the official heir to the throne of hell. I gladly took the challenge, but the moment I got off the bus, Greta hugged me. A Demon 101 rule? No physical contact with humans. Before I could process that, her mom came rushing over too, and this time I didn't dodge fast enough. She pulled me into a full-on hug, and boom, instant allergic reaction. I even sneezed. Next thing I know, I'm staying at their house for a week, undercover as a transfer student. At dinner, the whole family wasn't just warm. They were disgustingly perfect, like textbook happy family. It actually made me a little sick, but I was ready. Started with a small test. Accidentally knocked over a bowl. Oops. Perfect setup for her to snap, get mad, maybe call me out. But she didn't. She actually defended me. Her parents didn't even scold me either. They just worried I might have gotten hurt. I decided it was time to level up. I pulled out a limited edition designer dress. No way she could afford something like this, and made sure she saw it. I thought for sure she'd get jealous, but she just smiled and said, I like the ones my mom knits. Her closet's full of those old school sweaters, the kind that look like they crawled out of a donation bin. I instinctively wanted to laugh, but then in that split second, I saw it. A photo of some guy taped inside her closet door. Well, jackpot. The next day, I went straight to the pretty boy. His name's Carlo. Slipped him some cash, told him to play along, ask Greta out, charm her, pretend to fall for her. But that wasn't the whole plan.
Die andere Hälfte kriegst du, wenn du sie wieder in den Wind schießt.
3 days later, Carlo was supposed to dump Greta, hard and cold. I was sure of it. Heartbreak is the fastest road to corruption. I thought I had everything under control. Until this guy named Samuel showed up and looked at me like he saw right through the whole act. He was like a nail, suddenly jammed right into my perfect script. I followed him on instinct, but before I could say a word, trouble found me instead. Some school bullies were out for Samuel, and while I was ready to just sit back and enjoy the show, their goons turned on me. Reflex kicked in. I yanked a street sign clean out of the ground and took them down in seconds. It was supposed to be one of my usual party tricks. But that little hero moment? Yeah, it actually made Samuel start looking at me differently. He took me to a church. He said, I want you to see the view here. At first, I scoffed. Hell obviously doesn't have an ocean, just lava and screams. But when I actually saw that stretch of blue, my breath caught. For a moment, I didn't want to say a word. I thought it was just looking at the sea. Then, out of nowhere, he kissed me. I froze and scrambled away, my mind completely blank. Back home, I immediately pulled out the demon orb. It wasn't supposed to be like that. It should have been pure black, cold, firm, the true color of hell. But now, it was glowing pink. What was that? A flutter? Doubt? Corruption? I panicked. Really panicked. I hesitantly called Dad and asked, Can a demon fall in love? He was silent for a moment, then said, very rarely, yes.
Und verliebte Teufel sind nicht mehr zu gebrauchen.
I didn't want to admit it, but that night, I really freaked out a little. To shake off that uneasy feeling, I just blurted out to her family that she was in love. I know that move usually works. Human parents, hearing young love, they either lay down the law or ship you off to some faraway boarding school. Hell is old school strict, the abyss is volatile. But they just smiled. Smiled so gently it gave me chills. As long as you're happy, we won't interfere. Boy or girl, it doesn't matter.
Greta soll sich ja da ganz frei entwickeln, Schatz, ne?
I froze for a moment. The script's all wrong. Weren't they supposed to freak out? Greta blushed and ran off from them. But I suddenly felt unsteady. Not because I failed, but because I didn't get why this kind of unconditional acceptance made me feel kinda jealous. No time to get emotional. I had a mission. My dad said, a good demon knows how to tear down every family firewall. So I decided to strike while the iron was hot. Tomorrow's date's important to you, right? I stared at Greta. If you want to impress your crush, you can't keep wearing your grandma's sweaters. She actually nodded. One small win for me. One big step toward her fall. I worked my magic, turning her into the wildest bad girl on the block. In front of the mirror, she blinked and even looked a little excited.
Lilith, das erlaubt meine Mama eh nicht.
You're old enough to decide what you want to wear now. My voice more sincere than my dad's worst schemes. Stop using your mom as an excuse. Learning to break free is the first step to real freedom. She hesitated at first, but after I kept pushing, she finally nodded. I thought that was it. She was hooked. Most people can't stop once they get a taste of rebellion. Sure enough, the next day when she was about to head out, she and her mom totally blew up.
So verlässt du nicht das Haus.
Their voices kept rising, and I stood there like a director, quietly enjoying the first scene of the family meltdown I'd set up. Just as they were about to blow up, I was thrilled. But I still underestimated the mom's role.
Weil es in unserem Haus Regeln gibt, Lilith.
In the end, both of them were forced to change into grandma sweaters. I stood by the door, so mad I almost ripped my earring off.
Macht jetzt einen auf Seelenverwandte?
I was pissed. I'm here to drag her down, not watch her happily go back to the nest. But the first step to falling is learning how to fight back.
Und zwar so.
I really don't get it. Why would a human mom be so stubborn about what her kid wears? But she didn't argue. Instead, she said softly, "My mom always said, what defines a person isn't their clothes, but their personality." Then she added quietly, "But honestly, I wish someone would notice me once." I froze for a second. Her voice was so soft, like she was afraid of waking something up. That moment, I kinda understood. Because I know what it's like to grow up feeling invisible and how badly you crave to be seen. So I kicked off Plan B. Goal, turn that hated sweater into the hottest, most exclusive trend on campus. Step 1, create a legend. I took a few shots of Greta, catching her at her most innocent, clear eyes, harmless smile, like she was a naturally filtered angel. Then I edited the pics, added a logo, and spun a story. The secret heiress of a mysterious New York designer, limited edition sweaters only for chosen bloodlines. I made it sound so real the mean girls' eyes lit up. They were all like, "No way, is this for real?" While hunting down pictures like crazy. The final verdict? This sweater? There's not another one like it in the whole city, and I just dropped it casually. Oh, Greta's wearing the original, designed by her mom. Just as I thought, those two mean girls who usually mocked Greta for being so old-fashioned did a total 180. Like fans spotting a limited edition, they swarmed her, asking questions non-stop, studying even the stitching on her sleeve like it was some rare treasure. And Greta, surrounded by the crowd, smiling a little nervously. Not the polite choir smile she usually wears, but that kind of flustered smile you get when you're recognized for the first time, when you suddenly shine in the spotlight, like a girl who's never been asked to dance before, and now the spotlight's on her. Everything was going exactly as I planned. Then Samuel came looking for me again. This time, no fight invites, no lies. He said, "Let's go see the sea." For some reason, I don't know what snapped inside me, but I nodded. So, there we were, lying side by side on the beach. The waves slapped at my feet, sand sneaking into my shoes, tickling and annoying me. Yet I couldn't help but laugh. He pushed me down into the sand, and we messed around like a real human couple. I wanted to say no, but in that moment, I laughed so hard I almost forgot I was a demon. Then my phone blew up, Dad's text flooding in. "What are you doing? Emotion levels too high." Stay cold. A chill hit me, like seawater rushing into my ears. I ran. Back home, Greta told me with a big smile that she might really like Carlo. My heart skipped a beat. She trusted me. She really trusted me. But what about me? I started this relationship with a deal. Suddenly, I didn't know how to look into her bright eyes. The next day, I found Carlo, planning to cancel the deal. But to my surprise, he let it slip.
Du hast Carlo Geld gegeben, damit er mit mir Schluss macht.
Her eyes changed. That light in them shattered like glass in an instant. For the first time, I saw the word disappointment on her face, along with a trace of hatred. Wasn't that my mission? To make the angel fall, to corrupt the light, to break the good? So why wasn't I happy at all? I even wanted to cry for her. Samuel came to me again. He said he was supposed to leave town, but he decided to stay for me. Then he threw the ticket he'd been saving for a long time into the sea. I should have felt touched, but I lost it.
Moment mal, weil du mich kennengelernt hast, willst du jetzt brav zur Schule gehen und deinen Abschluss machen?
I was like a hedgehog, turning all my fears into sharp needles, stabbing him with every word. If you get better, I lose. I'm a demon, damn it. I shoved him hard, watching the light in his eyes fade bit by bit. That moment hit me. I just pushed away someone who truly cared about me. I went back home and told Greta the whole truth. I'm not just any person. I'm a demon sent to drag you down. She didn't run away like I expected. Instead, she held my hand and said, "Then let's do the opposite together." The next day was the school performance. Dad came to check the results. The principal's PPT got swapped with embarrassing photos. Everyone burst out laughing. Then the three of us appeared, wearing grandma outfits with heavy makeup, dancing a wild routine even demons would be jealous of. Dad watched from the crowd, nodding. Not bad. Greta's fall is complete. But I laughed through a tight throat. This wasn't just my victory. It was Greta's rebellion, her way of protecting me, covering for me. Dad patted me on the shoulder, trusting my abilities and giving me permission to stay. After he left, Greta hugged me tight and shouted, "Go after him, idiot!" I dashed out of the classroom, jumped on my bike, and raced to the station. Samuel was standing there, still looking as rebellious as ever. I gasped out, "I'm not good and I'm not bad. I just want to stay. With you." He smiled softly and tried to light the last ticket, but the lighter didn't work. Cool moves are better left to demons. The firelight flickered across his face. I'm no longer the demon sent to corrupt. I'm the one who's been warmed, touched, and healed by the human world. Someone who doesn't want to go back.